And I will share screen. Is it okay? Pak Tengku, can you see the screen?
Yes, great.
Okay, so let's restart the class, Pak.
Boleh.
Okay, maybe Pak Tengku first, welcoming the students,
boleh.
and then mine. Yeah.
Boleh, can. A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thank you for joining in. This is our first class session between UMN and as well Taylor's University. We were encouraged to do a co-teaching collaboration between other universities. So the most closest that we can do is around Asia Pacific or Asia, Southeast Asia, because of the time zone. We were thinking to do it together with US, but the problem is that you'll be attending class at 10 o'clock at night or 2 o'clock in the morning. So it's quite difficult. So for the first session today that we are going to do is basically with from Universities of Multimedia Nusantara. So welcome a student from UMN as well, and as well from Taylor's University. Let me introduce myself a bit. My name is Tengku Murad. I'm a lecturer with Taylor's University for almost, I started with 2003 and I left for a while in 2010. It's always my dream to open up a restaurant. I did left for 2 years from Taylor's. So I was open up a restaurant with my friend for 2 years. So then after 2 years, it was so tiring. You do not have any off days. So Taylor's called me back again to set up a catering division in the university. And this is where it got me interested. So operation is still my thing, and also I love to work with students. So in a way, how we did it is we work in the establishment, in the campus, and we serve and we cater for all the faculty. So last 2 years, 3 years before the pandemic, I think they have foreseen it, so they closed down the catering services, and I'm being absorbed back into teaching. Okay, so which I like as well, to kind of like interact with the student and get a lot of ideas and share my experience with them. So a bit about my background is that I've worked as a chef before I've proceed my studies in Johnson & Wales University together with Dr. Rinka. He was one of my workmate in Radisson Airport Hotel in US. So we worked there, we met there, and until now we still keep our communication alive. So that is a bit about my education background. So my working experience, I worked with Region, I've worked with Radisson, and then when I came back to Malaysia, the first thing, Ritz-Carlton called me back to work with them for about 2 years. Then Taylor's called me, and this is where I start with Taylor's until now, since 2003 or early 2004. So this is my passion, to share and to work with students that has the passion for this industry. And slowly, when you leave the industry, this is where you want to get into entrepreneurship, running a business. This is where we always strive to teach students, because I have the passion to run a business, and I believe inside each one of you, you will have that that passion that you one day you said, I want to open up a business. Okay. To my other students that are from other majoring, don't worry, we are not only focusing on restaurant or food business, it can be other businesses. Okay, that's a bit about myself. So over to you, Dr. Rinka. You are muted, sir.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Pak Tengku. Hi, students from Taylor's University and UMN, a hotel operation program. let me continue with a quick introduction from myself. My name is Ringkar Situmorang, and I've been in teaching education since 2007 from various university, and now I'm in UMN for a year and a half. And my professional experience, last time I worked with Marriott for a year, and then joined 2007, starting my education experience, teaching experience. And myself, like Pak Tengku mentioned, we meet as a student from Indonesia and student from Malaysia. And we meet in the US and as a student and work together in the same place. And up until now, we still keep in touch. And both of our university have a vision to have a collaboration. Yeah, and hopefully this will continue and in other class as well. And this semester, I also teach in management. I teach business method, and I also teach in magister or graduate school, graduate students, digital leadership. So that's a little bit about me. And of course, again, thank you very much for coming to our joint lecture class. I think we can start, Pak Tengku. Okay, and we will continue our class with Pak Tengku first. Thank you, Pak.
Sure, thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, okay, let's go with the next slide. Okay. We are looking at introduction of entrepreneurship. So when we talk about entrepreneurship, what is entrepreneurship? Okay, some of us have the idea, and from student from Indonesia, perhaps you have your first class last week. So entrepreneurship is basically a process of something that you want to do or venture into business. Okay, like myself, sometimes what I do is that, or what I've heard from students or from other friends that have run businesses, is that they want to become the boss. They want to be in control. Yeah. So when you have that mentality, you are going to work for it, and then you are trying to pursue that is something new to venture in the business. I'll give you an example. Okay, with this current pandemic, there's a lot of new things coming up. Businesses have, you cannot do offline business now. You have to do all online. So the apps has booming. Delivery service are booming. What else? Health, medical services are booming. So those are the things that people are venturing into it now. Okay, last time people are venturing into food, medical, and also education business. Now, since the world have changing, now they are going into apps, they are going into delivery service, and also they are going into online. A lot of online businesses are coming up right now. So you are venturing into a business that it is something new that people, what people need at that current moment. Okay, that is what we call the introduction of entrepreneurial process. That is where you started off first. Then whether you are going to make a new product, or you are going to have the same product but change it into a manner whereby people are still going after your services. Okay, your product is the same. Maybe you are franchising it. Okay, there's another module topic that in a business or in hospitality, whereby you can franchise your product. You buy the franchise like McDonald's. The most classic example is McDonald's, and also other franchise product like medical product. Now you have a lot of businesses in pharmaceutical, because people needs it right at this current moment. So they are going into that. So you can either have the existing, or you can have a new one. The most famous thing that people would like to follow is copycat. Copycat means there is a product already. Okay, like for example, your phone. Remember BlackBerry, remember Nokia. Okay, so they are so-called the pioneer. Then suddenly come iPhone. Then suddenly come Samsung. Okay, Huawei. Okay, Xiaomi. So all these start trying to copy and then trying to work into their research and development and to make it a better phone. Samsung, I had a student in 2009 using it. You know, I thought when Samsung is always TV, radio, refrigerator. The phone that my student was using in 2009, it was never heard of. You know, when they make a call, you can see the crackling sound when they are calling. So at that time, 2009, Samsung product was, okay, the word is crap lah, okay? It's not good at all. After 10 years, after, you know, the next 10 years, Samsung has become one of the competitor for iPhone. You know, these are the two phone that people are, what we call the market share is much more bigger than anything. You see, they start copying, they start improvising, and also they start to make sure that their phone can support any apps that they want to include in. So this is where we talk about copying other product and then make it better. Or if you want to create a new product, you can as well, but it takes a lot of R&D. R&D means research and development. Then now, when we talk about creation, you need to have a team that is really, really passionate to understand the end process. Okay, so that is why ideas start bouncing off, whether it works or not, whether you know, it can be sellable or not, people will accept it or not. There are a lot of businesses as well that is not working. Okay, for example, internet online. I don't know whether you've heard about Netscape before. Okay, AOL. Okay, those are one was quite big, but what happened? You know, other companies start to merge and start to improvise on what they can do and serve better to the community. Okay, all right. Next. Okay. As we mentioned, you are creating something new. Okay, for example, you like to create. You have this crazy idea that you want to create. You know, for example, you want to make how do you say? You gather all the plastic. Now, well, they have it already. You want to gather plastic, you process it, and you want to make it like a foundation of a building because it's cheaper and then it's from recycling. You can as well. Okay, but it takes, like, again, what I've mentioned here, it takes a lot of R&D. Okay, that you need to really process it, get the expert in, and also to ensure that it is safe to be used. Okay, second entrepreneurial process is that requires commitment and time. So when you talk about commitment, not only from yourself, if you have a team, this is where the commitment have to be there at all times. Okay, for example, Steve Jobs, when they created Apple, okay, it's a group of young university students that have this passion that want to create something great. Okay, if you watch the movie about Steve Jobs, okay, it's a Hollywood movie, I understand, they change it a bit. But again, you have the idea is that how they venture into it, they start going crazy, and obviously they have to pitch their idea into big company. You know, IBM was laughing at them as well during one of the statement that they make. But anyway, okay, they strive. Okay, IBM is no longer in the picture. Apple is, everybody knows what Apple is all about. Okay, and then the time that you have to put in. You cannot be like, okay, I've done for my part in about 2 months, I'm done. No, the time effort have to be continuously. Okay, like Steve Jobs, he kept innovating until he passes away. So now his legacy will be continue on. You know, whoever is taking over, and also the team, the research team, still working on to improvise and to make Apple much more better. We never know. From what I heard now, you know, Apple start to launch the new one, the Apple 13. Okay, still the innovation, the process is very fast. Okay, because they are the leaders. They are one of the leaders, and they have to be on top of their game. Okay, that is how when we run a business, one day you need to keep improvising. You need to keep innovating. if you are stagnant into your, if you are happy that how you are, okay, you will never go further. You can, but it's going to take a longer period. People are already 5 years ahead. You are still there. Okay, just like us, our collaboration with other universities is to ensure that when we share the knowledge, when we share the experience, this is where we want to impart it towards to the student. Or perhaps one day when you sit down and drinking coffee, say, hey, this is how Mr. Murad said. And running a business is not easy. Okay, you start thinking it. So when my time opening up a restaurant for that 2 years, I will share with you, I don't have time for my family. I don't have time for myself. You just basically work and trying to promote. Your first few months is the toughest. After that is fine. It start to pick up. Then after that, you have to maintain it. Okay, to make sure the maintain of the food, maintain of the service. Okay, take care of your people. So that's a lot more work that you have to really to think of the effort. And then the third entrepreneurial process it's involved the enjoyment. To be honest with you, I truly enjoy my 2 years time with my friend running it. But the enjoyment is that, you know, people start, how do you say, coming in, you can see regulars, you can see, how do you say, people are interested. Hey, why not you open up a second franchise or second outlet, third outlet? Yes, obviously that is the idea. But the money to open up a second or third outlet is not easy. You have to do a lot of research. You cannot say, okay, tomorrow I want to open one in, let's say in Medan or one in Kuala Lumpur. Even though I'm from Jakarta, I want to do that. You need to do a lot of research. You need to do a lot of survey, marketing, whether people will accept it in that other areas. That is why McDonald's sometimes when they open certain places, if the outlet is not making money, they close down because they rather concentrate in where the money-making outlet is. Okay, that is how it is. In Malaysia, it happens a lot. Even though the first McDonald's outlet that was been in Malaysia for 20 years, they have to close down because around the surrounding area it is not becoming what we call commercial already. It become much more of like industrial area. So that area has been sold to become an industrial. So when industrial worker, they cannot eat McDonald's. It's too expensive. They cannot afford it. Okay, not everybody will eat McDonald's every day. I think that is why McDonald's have this lawsuit issue. You know, in America, people are suing them because their kids get fat. So that is another thing. So we as an Asian, we still prefer rice. So we have that. McDonald's is maybe once a week or once a month that you eat it. Okay, just to indulge into you know, fast food. Okay, the enjoyment that you get is your freedom. Nobody will tell you how to do it. You run it, you think about it, you sleep tonight, tomorrow morning you wake up, hey, I have this idea. Let me try it out. But if you are working in a company or you're having this idea, you have to propose it, you have to make a research, how do you say, then after that you have to get approval of budgeting, then only the process will be approved. So, but when you are running your own business, okay, every decision is yours. Okay, that is the best part. Okay, you don't have to wait for others to tell you, hey, this is not going to work. Hey, this is, you know, this is nonsense. You believe it, you work on it, you know, okay, you put your target, you put your objective, it will work. Okay. When I say it will work, is that because you already have the thought process and you have no red tape, we call it. Okay, nobody is gonna question you because when you have so many people telling you differently, right? Your feelings start to say, man, am I doing the right thing? Man, is this gonna work? But when you have that empowerment, that goal that you want to set, you just dive into it and you are going to follow your goal, and definitely either it works or not, people have a look at it, people enjoy it. This is where your personal satisfaction comes in. Okay, so that is what I always believe in the reward at the end of the day. But again, there's other factors that might deter you. Later on, we'll share it in the slide. Okay, the next slide, Doctor. Okay, 4 distinct processes that I would like to share with you. Okay, identify and evaluate the opportunity. Okay. For some of you, when you look at the current moment, you always look at it, hey, now is a pandemic time, people cannot go out. What can I do to sell my product better? This is where the online side coming in. This is all the crazy apps start to emerge. What else? The spending power will be different. To be honest with you, people spend more, a lot more in online. Because why? You have all this information popping out from your screen, your TV or your computer screen or from your phone. You know, people say, wow, that's nice. I want to buy it. Okay. This is where we call impulse buying. So in human being, if you do psychological, when a researcher did a survey or did their research, certain human being, when you have continuously pop up of advertisement, the brain start to work. When brain start to work, they have this kind of, you know, hey, nice, I want to try it. They will buy it. Okay, the percentage they cannot share because the survey is quite big. But the buyers will definitely glue into that. That is where today's world, a lot of digitalization is being used to promote your product. Last time it's all traditional. You have papers, you have word of mouth, you're using TV, which is expensive. Now it's all social media, digital communication is much more faster, and people, you know, they can store it. If you have newspaper, by the next 2 days, your paper will be thrown away. Okay, become you know, something that you wrap for your food, or maybe for you know, to throw garbage in that. So you will do that, or maybe even you recycle the paper. So you will not see that anymore. Then the most important thing is the development of business plan. Now, when you talk about business plan, this is where your thought thinking will have to sit and really think about it. Your marketing plan, your strategy, your SWOT analysis, your financial, and what else? If let's say things does not work out, what is your exit plan or your contingency plan? So those are the things that will be put in business plan. Okay, why business plan is important? Because when you want to get a loan, this is where a banker would like to see that. What is your business plan? What is your strategy? Okay, what is your ROI? ROI means return on investment. Okay, so how are you going to make it in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year, in the next 2 years? What is your continuous growth? Okay, you must show it in the business plan. So student, or ladies and gentlemen, when you have this class, this is where your business plan will be very important. Yeah. So you cannot do it a half-past business plan, and when somebody or investor will look at it, they will throw it away. So this is where, if you ever saw the movie, or not the movie, the show called Shark Tank, or even The Apprentice by Donald Trump, that is how it is. Okay, you must have a plan to execute your business. Then determine what required resources. Resources means your staff, your supplier. What else? Sometimes resources can be the government, or even NGOs. NGOs is non-profit government organization. Okay, so these are the players or the resources that you can tap in, or you can use it. Okay, a lot of people will use the resources of their staff, because sometimes the staff have a lot of ideas that, you know, is hidden into them. That is why I like this class, because when at the end of the semester, the presentation, I can see a lot of crazy ideas that was being presented, and it makes me think, yeah, wow, it might work. Okay, last semester we have a group of tourism students created a camper van to tour the whole Malaysia. Okay, and they have presented it well. How much money that they're going to make, how much to renovate a camper van, okay, how many people can sit in, so how to track the camper van if, let's say, it's being stolen, or any accident that is happening. So they come up with an idea. So to me, it's interesting. Okay, that comes from a tourism student. Now, the next thing is management of resulting enterprise. No, when you talk about management, these are the people that you will share their goals, and to ensure that at the end of the year, you make money. Okay, to result that the enterprise is running smoothly. Obviously, when you open up a business, you want to make money. Okay, nobody open up a business just for fun or hobby. Well, I have a student is so rich. Okay, they said, okay, because my father gave me this business, I run it for fun, just to show off to my friend. No, when you have a business, you want to make money. You do not want to make that business go down to the drain. Okay, you are not going to do that. Okay, you still have to make money. It doesn't matter whether your family business, your mother, your sugar mommy business, your sugar daddy business, it doesn't matter. You still have to make money. Okay. Okay. So next slide. Sorry, Doctor. Okay. Yeah, next slide. Okay. Now the benefit, like I said, the reward. Okay, to create your own future, to create your own destiny. Okay, when I open up a restaurant, my destiny is that I want to have the satisfaction, and I want to learn from opening up a restaurant. That is always my dream. Okay, but I've never thought it really takes away a lot of my time. No holiday. You work almost to open up. You work almost 7 days a week, 12 hours, 10, 12 hours a day to ensure, because I don't have much capital, only myself and my friend, 2 of us. So even though we want to try to get a loan, it's not much, because we are not that strong in sense of to get that large amount of capital, okay, or loan we call it. And then owning a business provide entrepreneurs independence. Okay, independence, like I mentioned, you do not have to wait for anybody to tell you what to do. Okay, you have your objective, you stick to it, and you are going to push it to the max. Okay, that is very important. That is what I like during my time. Yeah, I want to do a new product. I want to try this new dessert. Let's try it. Okay, so but nobody's going to tell, hey, it's not going to work. Hey, this one, this area people will not buy this. Okay, so you have that drive to do it. Okay, and also the last but not least, they want to be what in their life, okay, to make it reality. Some people said, okay, I run a business, at the end of the day, I want to share to my friend, hey, I'm a successful business person because I have a business. It doesn't matter whether it's a small business, a home cooked business, or even a business from home. What is wrong with it? Now people, when they do business, they like to ensure that they do not have to rent. If they can use their house as part of their offices, they will do it. Everything is online. Okay, so you don't need a fancy office in today's business. Everything is online. Okay, I understand. We thought, hey, Mr. Murad, how about Louis Vuitton, Gucci? They want to have this boutique. Yes, because this is what their traditional that has been set to them a long period of time. But in today's modernized, digitalized business, you don't need any more offices. Okay, sometimes this business, they will get the product direct from the factory and send it to your house. Okay, they don't even have to have a storeroom. Okay, that is what we call another part of business is direct selling. Another part of it is that you don't have any inventory. Okay, you do not have any staff. You do not have any inventory. You do not have to pay rent. You don't even have to, you can work at any time of the day. If anybody wants to buy at 1 o'clock in the morning, they can, because right now everything is on the phone. Just like you know, before you go to sleep, right? You watch your, you update your Instagram, you update your Facebook. Suddenly the product pops up. Hey, I want to try it. You can buy it at that particular, at that particular moment. So that's how the current business are, a lot of current business are doing right now. Okay. Next, doctor. Okay, this is my last slide. Then I will hand it over to Dr. Rinka. Okay, opportunity to make a difference. Obviously, when you talk about trying to support your community, trying to make a difference, for example, last time when the first pandemic that came out, everybody wearing a mask. Then after that, you have the N95. Then everybody will have the face shield. Next thing you know, everybody will have like a Darth Vader. Everything is covered up. Okay, the only thing you can see now, people make laugh, right? Make fun of people when they're wearing we call it hijab. You can only see the face. Now see what happened. The world have changes. Everybody is wearing, only can see your face. Everything is covered up. Okay, so what it means is that you make a difference as instead to make it the world a better place. One thing. And also to supply the needs of people. Okay, for example, if one day you have kids and this pandemic is still on, you want to make sure that your family are safe. Okay, protective gear, supplement, any supplement that you can see to make sure that they kill COVID in your body. You jab here, you drink this, you drink that. Everything is being invented to ensure that everybody is safe. This is where people take opportunity of it. Why another part of it is that some people said, okay, I work 9 to 5. It's not challenging for me. Let me run a business. So when you talk about running a business, I want that challenge moment. I like projects, small projects, and I like to be challenged. Sometimes people say, crazy to do this, but I like it. I like to be challenged. Okay. When the first restaurant that people said, wow, you have to pay this much of a rental. It's expensive. Actually, when we talk about the surrounding area, when I open up a restaurant, ours is about quite competitive. Okay, the square footage that I had, okay, for the restaurant. Then there is a little difference between work and play. You're right. Okay, there's a lot of work, play a little bit at first. But eventually, when you succeeded, definitely there will be a lot of beneficial facts for you, something that you will be proud of eventually. And then actually the self-actualization of your personal goal. Some people said, I would like to glow. I would like to have, when we have a business, you have this ego that you want to show others. I have a business. That's how it is. I have this business. I have that business. How much business do you make? Okay, that is people's ego. Okay, you want to show it off. I have a business. They will do that. What is your occupation? Oh, I run a business. I have a business. Okay, that is your own personal goal, and you would like to show it off. Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that is my part. I believe correct, Dr. Rinka.
Yeah, Pak Tengku.
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Pak Tengku. I'll continue the next one. Is there any questions, students? If you may, please do so. Otherwise, we can continue and then keep at the end, Pak. Okay. So, okay, we were talking about the full potential of the being entrepreneur, and in addition to that is also the getting the income, the extraordinary profits that you may have as entrepreneur. It can become important motivation for you. Sometimes some people says that money is not everything, but money is something that usually people measure you as a success or as an achievement. So like Pak Tengku mentioned earlier, you are a businessman. and you have to get a profits. Yeah, you have to get a decent income for you, because when you start thinking just as a hobby or just want to do it just for fun, you may have to compromise a lot. If you have money, you have enough money, yes, you may not notice you losing some. But then when you have to put your more loan, you put more extra of your saving, and then you will start the pressure coming on. So it's always a good thing that you understand that being an entrepreneur is also an opportunity for you to get more income. And another thing is the societal responsibility and recognitions. Most small business owners, they will have a pride moment, and people that living surrounding them, yeah, that knowing that you are opening a business, yeah, they will more respect you. They will see you as a somehow have a good leadership among the society. And by doing that, by having said that, customers also have a trust. They will see, okay, this business owned by Mr. ABC, and he's quite have a reputation among other peoples. So they will see, okay, so this is a positive product. So this is the product that I can trust. Then I can have my faith on it, you know. And they also see that automatically this business will contribute to employment. Now, this is the other thing that sometimes people forget. When you are an entrepreneur, you also becoming a bless for other people, because other people that can join you as your employee, and then you will have you will create opportunity to other people to have a job. The more people that you have, the more bigger your business is, the more better opportunity for you to have bigger market within the area. And the other one is opportunity to engage in work of their choice. Yeah, like Tengku mentioned earlier, is when you are opening a business, that's something that you love, not hobby to doing it, but you love. You are doing it like you are there. You're not asking other people to do it because you just have too much money. No, you want to do it because you love it. So when you love something, you want to engage in doing so. Yeah, and by doing that, you will have personal satisfactions. And even though you give your time, your long hours, but it's going to beneficial you in the long run, because your business has to sustain in some point. And the good business is the business that can sustain for a long period of times. Yeah, and then when you are engaged in your business and you are giving benefits to other people, yeah, and the profits will come by itself. Yeah, because the community, the society, or even if it's bigger, the nation will appreciate you more. There are some drawbacks. There are some there are some maybe barriers of entrepreneurship that people always find difficulty to face. Yeah, the first one is uncertainty of income. Yeah, there's some points that you may have varies of revenues. For some reason in Indonesia, maybe in Malaysia, the same thing, that whenever there's a new business open, yeah, there's a new business open, and then it's quite, how am I going to say it? It's quite attract people. Maybe the first 6 months is a lot of people, a lot of income coming in. People will telling, oh, this place is good. And suddenly the entrepreneur forget that this has to be sustainable. The business need to sustain. And after 1 year, maybe the income quite varies. And this happens. And what is the cause of this? It's just people or other business open maybe, or other people see this, okay, there is no changing, no new menus. If this is food, yeah, if this is food and beverage, there's no menus, new menus is it's kind of a bit boring. So sometimes people try to change something new. Yeah, and then this can affect the uncertainty of the income. And risk of losing your investment. Yeah, of course, if you are a regular person, you don't want to lose this because it will affect your investment when you are opening business, especially when you have no regular income coming in from your business. The other thing is that maybe bit bothering is the long hours and hard work. Yeah, if you are working in a company, you will spend at least 10 hours in that company. I'm talking about hotels or any other industry. But when you're an entrepreneur, basically it's your baby. Yeah, it's your baby, and probably you need 16, 18 hours. Sometimes when you sleep, I think Pak Tengku also mentioned that sometimes when you sleep, you think that you have to do what you need to do to the next day. Yeah, oh, I have to make this, I have to change this, and then sometimes it's affect our time to relax. Yeah, because you have to work long hours, and then you have to put all your work on it, and can bring your lower quality of life. Yeah, when the business is start running, yeah, sometimes we have a lesser time with our loved ones. Yeah. Our significant others, our families, our parents, it will have irregular times for them to meet us. Yeah, high level of stress, discouragement, and then hopefully by you doing your business, yeah, you have full responsibility for you, and you will have build your own leadership as an entrepreneur. The next one is the 10 deadly mistakes of entrepreneurs. There are some business entrepreneurship fail because there are some other things that happen. Yeah. The first one is management mistakes. This is something to do with how the management try to see their products and try to throw these products to the market. Yeah. It can be also the management does or did mistakes or does mistakes of hiring people. Yeah, and there's also lack of experience. Yeah, maybe lack of experience here. If I'm a new business entrepreneur, I don't have experience, so I'm really lacking. Yeah, but sometimes experience doesn't have to come from being an entrepreneur. Yeah, it does help if it's from your experience of being entrepreneur. But it can be experience when you work before, yeah, or you starting from now. I'm sure a lot of students that already start doing small business, yeah, helping their parents, or they have friends, you know, they sell what I'm gonna say, small things that maybe just for fun. That's also helping experience. The good students that see that, they will add more knowledge to it. They will add more skills to it. Poor financial control. Yeah, obviously, I have one example here from my used to be my student. Yeah, used to be my student and opening a business, and they come to me, and he comes to me and asks me, "Pa, why I open a bar?" They open a bar serving alcohol. Why I'm losing money? I'm opening a cafe. Why I'm losing money? Every single month I'm losing money. And I said, just one thing. Do you do your inventory correctly? Yeah, I do. But do you really look it closely? Because sometimes, you know, bad people happens everywhere. And then when you are having some employee start stealing from you, and then you don't control it very well, and you start losing your inventory. When you start losing inventory, you lose money. So this is part of the financial control as well. Weak marketing efforts. Make sure you do your homework, do your research, so you know when you are doing your marketing, who are your target is or are. Yeah, sometimes I also mentioned to my students, because they also have to do business plan, Pak Tengku. So I mentioned to them, just make sure when you are placing your target market, you know where you are to aim your market is or are. Gitu ya. So make sure it's because if you have 18 to 25 marketing efforts, there's no point for you to do your social media in Facebook or something like that. This is very not 100% correct, but you have to make sure 18, 25, now more people doing TikTok. So probably TikTok is more platform that correct for your particular business. Yeah, and then uncontrolled growth, poor location. When I was studying business or management or hotel management, there are three things that are very important to open a business. Three. You know what? First is location. Second is location. Third is location. So that's how I still remember my teacher was in the US telling me, I thought it was something else. But it's the same thing, location, location, location. Yeah, so be careful when you are opening business, and then when you're setting up your business plan. Yeah, it's really pivotal. Yeah, essential. And maybe there are a few other things that you can always see from the slides. Yeah, and hopefully it can help you to see from the area what your product is. Yeah, there are maybe some product that not really fit in with the mistakes, particular mistakes, that also get some of the product that really big in certain points. And how to avoid failure. Yeah, how to avoid failure in entrepreneurial business. Of course, you need to know your business in depth. Yeah, you need to develop a good, effective, and solid business plan. Pak Tengku also already mentioned this, and I already mentioned to Pak Tengku that my students also at the end of their semester, they have to provide us a business plan. And I'm sure in some way also in tailors. Manage your financial, have a thorough and complete financial statement. Learn, hire, and manage people effectively. This is what I'm saying about, make sure that you have people working for you, find the right person. Keep physically fit, especially in this day and age. Yeah, with the COVID and everything, consume healthy foods, avoid cigarettes and alcohol. I think that's our last slide, Pak.
Yes, correct. Yes. So just ladies and gentlemen, we'll be very much appreciate if you can turn on the camera, because I think we're going to take a group photo because it's our first collaboration. So we would like to highlight this to our management, and perhaps it will be this collaboration will be still continuing on. So I'll give you about 1 minute, 2 minutes to get yourself decent, and then we'll turn on the camera and we'll take pictures. Yes.
Pak Tengku, I think if is it okay to ask if they have any questions to the floor?
Sure, boleh juga.
Ya, boleh
Anybody?
ya.
Yes,
yeah.
Can.
If you have maybe 2 for now, we'll see the time if it's permitted.
Any question, ladies and gentlemen?
Okay, we have one, Pak. All right. Wow. Okay, this is a good, quite long.
Long one.
Okay. Is that okay to start with this, and then
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
maybe
Yes,
and then Pak Tengku and then me can.
Sure.
The first one is, what is one important lesson that you learn when you fail to build your business? Because we know that sometimes things didn't go as planned. And how do you require the strong mentality and ability to bounce back from failure? Is it matter of time? Okay, that's number one. And is that, maybe we can answer that first?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay. Let me show you my experience. Yes. The first 6 months, you almost wanted to quit, because what happened is that when you are busy, right? You're not so sure whether your staff can take it, and then sometimes staff are leaving, the turnover is high, so you have that kind of feeling that you get tired, and you do not. Sometimes that burnout feeling goes down to your team member. And then the strong mentality is that you must have a good support system. Good support system, I don't mean counseling. It's the best is your people around you, like your parents, your siblings. Those are what the kind of like motivate you to go along. Okay, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes my mom always asks me, you need help or not? Being a son, you do not want to trouble your parents anymore. You said it's okay, even though you have a tough time, but you try to work it out. Okay, your family members. Sometimes I ask my brother for help. At that time, I was so busy in the operation, so I asked my brother, hey, can you create me a website, not website, like a Instagram, a Facebook, to kind of do that. So you use them, so they are willing to support in that manner. So the ability to bounce back from failure, I always believe in this. When you fail, you fall off, get up, brush it off, and run again. Because if you always said, oh, I cannot do it, I want to quit, it's just like you're working right now, you got scolded by a customer, you go back, you quit, I don't want to work anymore because that customer is really nasty. It's the same thing in business. Okay, I'll share with you. In Malaysia, you have to have halal certificate. Even though I'm a Muslim, my staff majority are Muslim. We followed every guideline. The first 2 rounds, they will always find your fault, and they will ask you to improvise. When they first rejected you, you feel that, damn, you know what? You just said, I don't want to apply for this halal certification anymore. But after a while, you said these are very important. You have to forgo it and keep on moving. That is what my thing. Okay, Dr. Rinka,
okay.
over to you.
All right. Okay, Pak Tengku. So maybe my answer is close enough without repeating again. And maybe when you failed, and of course it's from yourself to build to open up yourself. Okay, yeah. And then I'm sure not only from me and Pak Tengku, I think from you as well as a student, you have people surrounding you that have a experience. They're not falling once, twice, 3 times. They quite have a number of tries until, okay, this is it. This is the right one, and then that happens. Yeah. It's not only an entrepreneur, but it's also in when you are working in another place, or if you are doing your other industry. Yeah. Okay. Number 2, the benefits of being an entrepreneur is endless, but not everyone have the courage to start a business. So they end up working for some company or other people, even decide to invest instead. My question is how to convince ourselves to get out from our comfort zone and start a business. And what if it fails and did a lot of damage? It's still possible to continue the business. Okay, I think the key words is get out from our comfort zone.
Yes, correct. when we work 9 to 5, right? We are so comfortable. You come in 8:55, then you leave at 5:05. You're so comfortable with that. It's just like some people mentality. They said, "Oh, teaching is easy. You work with it." Actually, it's not. You have a lot of thing preparation. You have a lot of projects, and sometimes you want to bring your student go out. And like what we are doing right now, we want to merge the two universities to have this collaboration. It takes a lot of planning. So to me, it's the excitement, at the end when we finalize, when this is make it a realization, this is what it feels good for us. So again, same thing like business. It's very difficult to encourage people. You must have it in you. Okay. I have that passion when I was studying. Okay, so when I start looking and when I start listening to my professors, those are the motivational factors. My parents are not entrepreneurs. My mom is an entrepreneur. She runs a kindergarten, but I can see her struggle. We try to help her. At the time I was too young. Then after that, I work on my own and I don't care much about the business. But in that manner, right, you can see, you can learn, hey, if she can do it, my mom, without any help from the family, she can do it. I want to try it. I want to do it. And after a while, once you see the money coming in, this is where the motivation starts to come in. That is why I mentioned, when you run a business, you want to make money. When you make the money, that's the motivation. Okay, again, that's part of the motivation. Other motivation is to help others, to provide employment, to have the ego, to show, hey, my product is good. That is some part of people mentality. And also the comfort zone. Yes, I understand. Some people, they don't want to have this trouble. I want to sleep at night soundly. I like that. But some people, their mind keep thinking when they're sleeping. What I'm going to do next? What's next? What's next? That is the entrepreneurial mindset, we call it. Okay. In business, you have ups and downs, you have damage. Some of your parents have business, you can see them. They might not share with you, but deep inside the back of their head, they have a lot of problems. They have a lot of debts, problem, people, extortion. Sometimes in some countries, you have to pay for gangster, for protection, all these things, but they survive. Again, there must be a balance. So if there is a damage, should you continue? Now, if let's say you are mortgaging your house and your family are not eating, then I think you need to find another avenue. Establish it back, and then if you are ready enough, open it back again. To be honest with you, if I got an opportunity to open back again a restaurant, maybe not so big that I had before, I will do it the second time, because that is what I like. Okay, the ever-going changing, the ever-going thoughts of how we can make it better. That is my thing. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, Pak Teguh, thank you. For me, is comfort zone is everywhere. Yeah? Everywhere. It's not particular only entrepreneur, but it's in other industry, in other job. Yeah, sometimes. We could say that comfort zone is it's a monster in front of us, like something that we don't want to go over it. Well, when we want to go further, then we have to somehow work on it and get over it. As an entrepreneur, probably the first comfort zone is to start doing the business itself, maybe. But if someone that I just want to work. I don't have feelings to be an entrepreneur. It's fine. It's normal. It's you. It's the person. It's fine. Yeah. But for those of you that wants to open entrepreneur, of course you have to start thinking how to start it, and start from in Indonesia we call it sederhana. Start with something small. Yeah. Start with something small, and like we mentioned earlier, hopefully this something small can be bigger, and then you can have a benefit of it.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Any other questions that maybe one more questions if there's any?
From my tailor student, anything that you would like to ask? Don't worry, there is no such stupid question in business. It's either you do it or you don't do it. That's how it is. Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right. So again, I think this is the end of our class. Before we close the class, kita take photo, Pak.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate it if you can take your photo. I mean, we can take our photo.
Okay.
Please turn on your camera.
Yeah.
You're taking the picture, right, Doctor?
Yeah.
Dr. Rengga?
Yeah, Pak Tengku.
Okay.
I have a 3-page, so bear with me. I don't know which one is which, but
Okay.
I'll start
Yes.
with the first page. Have a good smile.
Yeah, one
One,
second.
two.
I will.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Ready?
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's first page. Second page. Again, look at the camera. 1, 2. Thank you. And the last page. Oh, last page. Is it possible to have the camera on?
Few more people.
Okay. All right. Let's start. Let me count. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Doesn't match.
Okay.
All right, Pak Tengku. Thank you very much on behalf of Hotel Operation Program, Pak, and women.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And hopefully this is the start of our continue joint lecture, and then maybe we can, Pak Tengku, teach in some of the classes that I have, and I go to your class fully.
Yes.
In other class, and then
Correct.
I'm sure Taylor and women also have partner with other, and then it's good for international collaboration.
Yes. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for attending the class. It was a pleasure. For my Taylor student, I will see you next week. I will take your attendance manually. So next week we'll meet again in a Microsoft Teams session, not in Zoom session, just because for today. And totally appreciate it. If you're not in the group, please, anybody not in the WhatsApp group, let me know. My phone number, I think your friend have my phone number. So we'll create a group and for a quick communication or prompt communication. So a student from UMN, I totally appreciate it. If you ever like to come to Malaysia one day, just for a visit once the border is open, you know, let me know. Will be our pleasure to have you in our campus, and like vice versa. I would like to visit your campus as well one day. Oh yes. Okay. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Thank you, both students.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Pak Tengku, selamat siang.
Selamat sore. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Selamat siang.
Students, see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.